welcome to Big Beard and Friends, episode 247. Tonight, I want to talk about 32 interesting, I can't even talk right, interesting Christmas facts for your festive trivia night. And this is all coming from goodhousekeeping.com. So if you can, you get out there and get on to goodhousekeeping.com. We can get all of these facts in a moment. But first, I want to say something tonight. Many of us are going through struggles and strifes and sorrows and depression. This time of the year is not just good for everybody. People don't care for it because it's tied into something bad, or it makes them depressed, or people just are not feeling it. If that is you, and you are tuning in right now, for any reason, you're watching this right now, stick around and enjoy some facts. Take a break. Learn to relax. After all, we're all in this together, and it's very hard for a lot of people to understand that they're not alone, but it's okay to not be okay. Please don't beat yourself up. Please stop thinking you're not good enough, and just stop your own negativity. Focus on you. Look forward, and I promise it'll happen. I'm going to move right along, as I have said. Tonight's can be some trivia, and I'm going to do that here on this tonight. 32 facts coming your way about Christmas. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Fact number 1, Christmas was not always on December the 25th. Oh no. Although Christmas celebrates the birth of Christ, it actually doesn't mention December the 25th anywhere in the Bible. In fact, some historians actually think that Jesus was born in the spring and not the winter at all. They say that Christmas actually was never celebrated on December the 25th until about 336 AD. So there you go. Fact number 2 for this evening. Gifts have both Christian and pagan origins. Before you go ahead and turn this off, these are just facts I'm getting from goodhousekeeping.com. None of this is my opinions. For Christians, gift giving at Christmas mimics the presents the wise men gave to Jesus and the charitable giving of the ancient Saint Nicholas. He's the forerunner to Santa. Yeah. However, winter gifts giving also has its roots in Saturnalia. It's a pagan holiday where they gave offerings to gods. Just giving you these facts tonight, folks. Hope you're doing good, though, on this holiday season. Fact number 4 from goodhousekeeping.com. Evergreens are an ancient tradition. Well, they say that the iconic Christmas tree has a lot of roots. Forgive the pun, they say. Ancient Egyptians used to mark the winter solstice by decorating their homes with green palms, while the Romans celebrated with evergreen boughs. So boughs of holly and these green plants signified that the spring would return with new life. And the first Christmas tree as we know it, as we know, today started in Germany in the 16th century. How do you like that? The Christmas trees as we know it. Actually, fact number 4 says that you can thank Prince Albert for your Christmas tree. Why would we thank Prince Albert? Well, in 1848, they were sketched in front of their tree with their children, and they were illustrated. So the German trees, Christmas trees, have German roots, but they really took off in popularity thanks to Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Consort Albert, in 1848, when they were illustrated and they were drawn while they were, and you can check that out. I don't have the photograph here that I can put up, but you can check that out. That's kind of cool. A little neat. You can look up Getty Image and the Holton Archives. I think I'm saying that right. Archives. It is a Holton. So if you're interested, look that up. And remember to always go to goodhousekeeping.com for these facts. Did you know number 5 says that St. Nick was more generous than jolly? The original Santa Claus was actually St. Nicholas, they say. It's a Christian bishop in the 4th century. He didn't wear the red suit that's so famous today, but he did give all of his inheritance to the poor and the needy. In Dutch, his name is Sinterklaas, which later morphed into Santa Claus. There you go. A little fun fact for this evening. Number 6, Coca-Cola played a big part in Santa's image. Santa wasn't always a jolly man in red. Older depictions of Santa from the early 1900s depicted him more sternly, and there was a standardized look for his appearance. The classic image of happy and plump Santa we all know came in part from the Coca-Cola ads, and they were drawn in 1931. Hanging stockings, that actually started by accident. I don't think people realize that at all. The historic St. Nicholas heard about the plight of a local man who did not have enough money to marry off his 3 daughters. So, the generous St. Nick tossed some money down the chimney that landed in the ladies' stockings. They were drying by the fire. And after that, the tradition stuck. So there you go. Drying socks by the fire. St. Nicholas throws the money down the chimney, gets into the socks. Now we have the whole story. It's amazing how things come and we just keep doing them. It's amazing. Really, it is. It's amazing how these things start. The traditions and the things that we have is very, very cool, very weird, and awesome at the same time. Number 8, Rudolph was a marketing ploy. That's what it says here on the goodhousekeeping.com. The beloved reindeer was created by a copywriter for the Montgomery Ward department store. But in 1939, he wrote Rudolph into a children's story that could be given out to promote the store. It was a huge hit. Actually, it was so huge, they had 2.4 million copies distributed in its first year. That's a lot. Especially way back then in the 40s, the late 30s, early 40s. I mean, come on. But you got to remember that in 1949, Gene Autry recorded the famous song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and in 1964 came the movie featuring the Island of Misfit Toys. And if you know that movie, and I'm sure a lot of you love that movie, as I do. I love Rudolph. I can watch it all year. But there's something very magical about, is what I'm, magicable? Did I just make a word up? There's something very magical about hot chocolate, Rudolph, the cold weather, and where I'm at, it's like, it's chilly and it's cold, but we don't get the cold that could come along with the winter. I think we need at least one snow day, no matter where you are. Many that it might take for the snow to melt, but we need one snow day and cold as you can get in order to completely be Christmas. I don't know. I like getting miserable. People think, oh, I hate this weather. I hate it. But it's a once-a-year thing. Let's do it. Let's get miserable. Let's bundle up. Let's go outside. Let's let our hands freeze and throw, snowballs at each other. Where I'm at, it's ice mud balls. But don't do that. We used to put rocks in them and throw them. That's bad. Anyway, moving on to number 9. How fitting. The 8 tiny reindeer have actually had lots of names. Rudolph was almost named Rollo or Reginald. And his crew also had lots of other names. They actually, they've been called Flossie, Glossy, Racer, Pacer, Scratcher, Feckles, Ready, Steady, and Fireball. I don't think that has nothing to do with, no, anyway. So that's kind of cool. I actually had an aunt She has now passed away, rest her soul, whose name was Flossie. So knowing that that had been a name before, that for a reindeer, it's kind of cool. Number 10, Christmas wreaths are religious symbols. So when you see the Christmas wreaths on people's door, they're actually religious symbols. The custom of bringing evergreens to the home actually began in 16th century among Northern and Eastern Europeans, primarily the Germans, okay, as a means of cleaning up the Christmas tree and making it more uniform. Instead of throwing it off and cut off the greens, people wove the excess into wreaths, and they hung them up. However, the religious significance is that the circular shape and evergreen material of the wreath represents eternal life. The circle, which has no beginning or end, symbolizing the eternity of God, the immortality of the soul, and the everlasting life that we find in Christ. So next time you look at your Christmas wreaths, think about that. It's a symbol. Kind of cool. Kind of a little fact tonight for you, little trivia from goodhousekeeping.com. I'm not getting paid for none of this. I just want to throw them out there. Once again, goodhousekeeping.com. Number 11 on these surprising Christmas facts. Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. What? Turns out we first started dashing through the snow for an entirely different holiday. James Lord Pierpont wrote the song called One Horse Open Sleigh for his church's Thanksgiving concert. In the mid-19th century is when he done that. Then in 1857, the song re-released under the title that we all know and love, and it's still among the most popular Christmas songs today. So there you go, Jingle Bells. That's kind of cool. Number 12 fact on this Christmas themed from Good Housekeeping episode. Astronauts broadcast jingle bells from space. I cannot talk tonight. 9 days before Christmas in 1965, astronauts Wally Schirra and Tom Stafford aboard the Gemini 6 told Mission Control that they saw an unidentified flying object about to enter Earth's atmosphere, traveling in the polar orbit from north to south. Just as things got tense, they interrupted the broadcast with Jingle Bells, as Wally played a small harmonica, accompanied by Tom shaking a handful of small sleigh bells. That's really neat. That's really cool. You can think that we had up there in the space, they're celebrating. They're in, I guess, orbit at this point. Very cool. Very cool. I like this stuff. A little trivia, right? Okay, let's move on to number 13 here tonight. Silent Night is the most recorded song. See, we all know the same few handfuls of Christmas songs played at the local stores that they have in all season, all long, all completely long, which is what they do. They do it all year. But Silent Night has actually 733 different versions copyrighted since 1978. Very, once again, very, I don't know if it's a cool fact there, but tons and tons and tons of versions of Silent Night. Sorry. Number 14 on the list, celebrating Christmas actually used to be illegal. From 1659 to 1681, anyone caught making merry in the colonies, yeah, they'd face a fine for celebrating. Yeah. It's like, why though? Why? Really? The Massachusetts Bay Colony created the penalty for keeping Christmas. It was thought that such festivities were superstitiously kept in other countries, and they were a great dishonor of God. They thought that doing this stuff, it would offend others, and, you know, the penalty at that point in time was 5 shillings. I don't know how that bouts, but anytime you have a penalty for, you know, trying to, you know, have fun and be festive, I don't like it. By the Revolutionary War, the day had so little significance that Congress even held their first session on December the 25th, 1789. You see, Christmas wasn't even proclaimed a federal holiday for almost another century, proving that the Grinch's attitude towards the holiday was alive and well before the movie was even around. So I wonder if the Grinch was derived from people really wanting to take away Christmas. I don't know. Oh, here's one for you. Number 15 tonight. It's rumored that eggnog originated in medieval Britain. I think it's crap. I think it's nasty, and I'm not drinking it, and I don't care what you say. I think it's absolutely disgusting. However, let me give you the rest of the fact. Although there's no official confirmation who invented eggnog, most historians agree that the eggnog originated in medieval Britain. Eggnog was an upper-classy luxury, since they were the only ones who had access to milk, sherry, and eggs, and that's what is required to make the most original version of eggnog, which, once again, I cannot stand it. But they even say that monks in the Middle Ages added figs and eggs and called the drink passette, while, the wealthy kept the simple recipe and used it for toast or big events. Me personally, not going to eat it. Not going to drink it, not going to look at it, don't want to smell it. I don't want nothing to do with eggnog. You can have it. All my eggnog lovers, go right ahead. I think it tastes and I think it smells. It is absolutely a clabbered, cultured, nasty egg milk. I'm going to stop because if you like it, I want to ruin it for you. Let's move on to number 16, folks, tonight. Christmas decorating sends nearly 15,000 people to the ER every year. What? If you've ever watched Clark Griswold's that decorating that Christmas Vacation, that stat likely doesn't shock you. But in fact, the most recent news releases that estimated 14,700 people visit hospital emergency rooms each November and December from freak and falling accidents and all kind of accidents involving Christmas and Thanksgiving decorations of all kind. Which, I mean, that's about roughly like 240 injuries a day within a year. I don't know. They said they'll visit these emergency rooms every single holiday. People visit them. And I don't mean like you're going to visit. I mean like 240 injuries a day is going to make anybody go, hey, open up more buildings or stop, open up new hospitals or God, like, I don't know. Doctors are there to help people, but people sometimes are ignorant. I'm sorry. And sometimes they're accidents. That's why it's called accidents, but each one to his own. Number 17 here, as I do this 30 minutes here from goodhousekeeping.com. Santa has his own Canadian postal code. Get your pen and your paper ready. Are you ready? Every year, letters to Santa Claus flood post offices across the world, cementing their reputation as some of the nicest people you've ever seen. Some big-hearted Canadian post office workers started writing back. As the program took off, they set up a special postal code for Santa as part of a Santa letter writing program. Number 18. Dry Christmas trees spark more than joy. What? Yeah, neglected, dried-out Christmas trees spark about 260 fires in the United States each year, resulting in an average of 12 deaths, 24 injuries, and $16.4 million of damage every year. This is what they're seeing. Because dry Christmas trees, I mean, you gotta, if you have a real Christmas tree, you gotta keep it, the water in there. You can't keep it dry. You wouldn't want to do that anyway. They say that an additional 150 fires are started because of holiday lights and other decorative lighting, resulting in so much, like they're saying another $10 million of injuries and 16 injuries from people. So, or they get injuries, I guess. Not only will an errant spark ruin your holiday, it can put both residents and responding firefighters in danger to put you out at a home, Christmas is ruined. That's your gift. You're getting a new house next year. Just be careful, folks. Don't keep your Christmas trees dry. Water them. I have a fake Christmas tree. I like my artificial. I actually keep my tree up year round. Now, before you go, what? I decorate it for the seasons. Yes, I sure do. Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, all of them, up through. Even for the spring and the, I put pumpkins on it for the October, put turkeys on it for, Thanksgiving. I do this. I've done this for a couple of years now, and it's all because I'm lazy and I don't like taking it down. Leave it up and decorate it all year and have it part of the decor. That's what I do. Inventive right there. Number 19 from goodhousekeeping.com, the surprising Christmas facts. We ship a lot and tons of packages. 11.7 billion pieces of mail is estimated to go through the United States Postal Service. What? 11.7 billion pieces of mail? Wow. That's like the loved ones, the holiday cards, Christmas letters, of course, and those shredded credit cards billed from all the gift shopping. That's what you get. Number 20 on this list, the term Xmas dates back to 1500s. So some of you don't want to put Christ because it's X. Some of you don't want to say Christmas. Some of you are writing it shorthand. But contrary to popular belief, the Xmas is not that trendy attempt to take Christ out of Christmas. Actually, Christianity was spelled X as far back as 1100. So it was spelled with, I'm not going to get into it, but it's spelled with an X, I-A-N-I-T-Y, so Christianity. So, and actually the reason is the first letter of Christ is X. So back in the 4th century, some say it was early as 1021 that used the abbreviation Xmas, which was later shortened to Xmas. Constantine the Great often referred and referenced, as I was saying, shorthand. So he would write Xmas. Thank you, Constantine. It goes back. And it's not, once again, to try to take Christ out. That's not what that means. If you want to put that down and do it, that's fine. This goes back to 1021 with the Xmas. You're not the first ones to do it. Number 21, the majority of Americans celebrate Christmas. And I hope that you do too. Christmas decorations feel like they appear in stores early and earlier every year. That's because the majority of Americans really do jingle bell rock their way right through and to Christmas season. About 85% of us. That's a big number. Not all of those who partake in Christmas, celebrate the religious aspects of holiday, but you can bet that come December 25th, most people are still opening those presents under that tree, no matter what they believe in. Most of them are. It's 88% of people, Americans. I mean, that says a lot. And don't be selfish. We got kids here. I don't care if you're 3. I don't care if you're 5. I don't care if you're 8. I don't care if you're 30. If you want to believe and you want to have fun and you want to not grow up this time of year, because some people look forward to only Christmas because that's when they can talk to people. That's when they're around people. That's when they love people. That's when they get food. And some people are right the opposite. They don't want all of that. It's boring. It's a bah humbug. It's not good for them. The bah humbug comes from Scrooge, which he didn't like it. That was his way of saying, I hate it. And then you got to watch the movie to figure out what happens. But moving on from these Christmas facts from goodhousekeeping.com here, 22 on the list. Only about half of Americans attend Christmas services. You might have noticed that church attendance on Christmas Eve has felt less busy lately than you were when you were a kid. Well, research found that fewer people think of Christmas as a religious holiday these days. More specifically, about 51% of American adults attend a religious service on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. You don't have to go to church. You don't even have to celebrate Christmas. These are facts I'm giving you. I know what me and my family does, so I'm hoping that your Christmas and your holidays is going to be really cool. And if nothing else, you can get some facts from this tonight. Okay? Number 23 on the list tonight. Americans spend nearly $1,000 a year on gifts. According to research, consumers spend an average of $967.13 around and on the holidays. I don't even know if I have that kind of... I can't do that. I don't get it. 1,000 and then up, and I don't know, if I spent that kind, it would be like the whole family and then some other people and then people I didn't know. Each one to their own. If you can afford it, do it. Give. It is all about the gift of giving. Number 24, mistletoe is an aphrodisiac. What? The holiday decoration isn't just pretty, it's also an ancient symbol of fertility and virility. The Druids considered it an aphrodisiac. I think I have mistletoe all on my tree over here. Outside in the... We'll worry about that later. Number 25 on the list, but mistletoe is not as sweet as it sounds. Mistle thrush birds eat the plant's berries, digest the seeds, and then help the plant germinate with their droppings. The Germanic word for mistletoe literally means dung on a twig. I didn't make it up. So when you hear mistletoe, the Germanic word means dung on a twig. Really makes you want to pucker up, doesn't it? Anyway, weird fact there. I didn't know that at all. Had no idea about that one myself. Number 26 on my list tonight of surprising Christmas facts from GoodHousekeeping.com. Turkey outranks ham as the festive favorite. Although Google searches for ham and turkey both spiked during the month of December, according to Google Trends data in the past few years, the bird has edged out ham as the favorite to dig into for Christmas dinner. And I agree. I'd rather have turkey any day. I don't eat pork anyway. I think ham's nasty. Hey, if that's you, that's fine. I will cut ham up. I will cut bacon up. I will serve it to you. I will cook it to you, but I cook it for you. I will not eat it. I think it's nasty. Pork is out of my life. I don't eat it. It's not a religious thing. I just think it's nasty. Tell you about that one day too. Number 27, as we move on this evening, candy canes originated in Germany. How many of us knew that? Originally, it gave the red and white striped candies to young children to keep them quiet during marathon church services back in 1670. So give a little piece of candy to kids, a little candy cane to kids. But it wasn't until the German-Swedish immigrant decorated his tree with candy canes in 1847 that they became popular as Christmas candies. Like, you know, you live in a world where we think, like, things just pop up and we do this and we do that and we just used to it, but you don't know where it originates from. But see, nowadays, instead of just peppermint, they're in like watermelon, there's flavors of it, there's cherries, there's green apples, they have grape, they have all kind of stuff. I mean, different candies even have different candy cane varieties. You can only get once a year because that's when they come out with them. Kind of, you know, whatever, do your thing. On my tree right now, I've got all kind of sour, candy canes, colorful candy canes, apples, sour apples. I got cherry on there. I got watermelon on there. Yeah, I think we got some banana flavored or lemon lime flavored too. And we got the original, which you can't, you know, people don't like peppermint. I like it. It seems to settle my stomach if I'm feeling nauseous. Number 28, the Rockefeller tree started small. That first Christmas tree at the Rockefeller Center was probably a mere Charlie Brown Christmas tree. It was little. It was small. The iconic tree dates back to the Depression era. It's been there for a while. Construction workers first placed a small, undecorated tree while working there in 1931. 2 years later, another tree appeared in its place, and this time draped in lights. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every year. And today, the majestic tree bears more than 25,000 lights. They twinkling lights, and a lot of, selfie takers, and people want pictures in front of it. And so it's very iconic. Each season, it sees millions and millions and millions of people in front of it. So it's come a long way from just little Charlie Brown type tree to huge. It's another one and another one. Kind of neat, kind of cool there. Number 29 on the list tonight. Norway provides the tree in Trafalgar Square. I'm probably not saying that right, and I am sorry. Londoners and visitors alike probably know the iconic spruce that stretches to the sky in Trafalgar Square each year, but few realize it's an equally iconic holiday gift. Since 1947, the city of Oslo in Norway has given the tree to London. as a token of gratitude for Britain's support during the war. So there you go. World War II, they had support from them. They want to thank them. Here's a tree, token of gratitude, every year. That's neat. That's neat. That's cool. Told you that little facts tonight. Bringing it up to the number 30. We're almost done here on this evening. From goodhousekeeping.com, we're giving you surprising Christmas facts. You can even win some bar bets. Don't go drinking. And you can win some family trivia when you're sitting around your tree here in the next week or two, whenever it is, coming up soon. Anyway, number 30, the Christmas gift held a life-saving secret. What could I be talking about? During World War II, the United States playing card company joined forces with American and British intelligence. They created a very special deck of cards. They distributed them as Christmas gifts to soldiers, but they also helped Allied prisoners of war escape from Germany POD camps. When wet, the individual cards peeled apart to reveal maps of the escape routes. There you go. I bet you didn't know that. So they would hand out cards, and if they got wet, they'd spread them apart, and they would have maps for escape routes. WW2. There you go. They thought of these men. They thought of us. They thought of our people. They thought of them, the military. Hey, guys, you ever get out? You want to get out here? Here's a card. Here's a card. Whatever. There's so much more to be said about that. I'm just trying to sum it up here in this time that I have. Number 31, your Christmas tree likely traveled a bit. I mean, unless you cut it down yourself, your fresh Christmas tree probably spent weeks out of the ground before appearing at your local retailer. And there's likely not much hiking into the woods involved either. 98% of American trees today grow on farms. Mostly they're in California, Oregon, I think it's Michigan, Washington, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. There's lots and lots and lots of farms like that. Yeah. So there you go. Unless you cut it down, your tree probably came from one of those places. Number 32, to finish up these 32 facts from goodhousekeeping.com about surprising Christmas trivia. Number 32, tinsel has a storied history. Face it, we grew up in the mid-'80s, late 80s. I don't know about you guys. I guess I'm young, but I went through the tinsel era with my family. I hate tinsel. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It was invented in 1610 in Germany. It was spun from real silver and then hammered out and was a mirror of luxury decoration that the cheap tree trimming is today. We have tree trimming. Today it's cheap, right? With that said, it should still be kept away from young children and pets. It's a choking hazard. Once banned tinsel, it was banned. They once banned tinsel in the U.S. because it used to contain poisonous lead. No need to worry about that all anymore. Period, point blank. It's all plastic. They got smart. Somebody said, let's not do this again. And that's what you got. So everything from the stories of Santa to Saint Nick all the way down to the tinsel and the tree origination and how we got Christmas, I brought you these facts. 32 facts from goodhousekeeping.com. I keep saying it all the time. I want to thank them. I want to thank them for giving us these facts and bringing you here to watch this. I don't know, 8 o'clock on a Friday. And this is what you're doing, or whenever you're watching it. That's all I got for you tonight, folks. That's all the facts I have. So, what are those 3 words that I take? What is it? Love, peace, chicken grease. Later, guys, and thanks for watching.
Presentations.